Hey, welcome to VidLift. How's everybody doing? I know you guys can hear me. Stop faking it. You're just not funny. You're just not funny.
Hey, I'm doing good. I'm doing great. I'm having a good night.
Did you see we had the flux capacitor fluxing?
Yes.
I did
That's
not
my
notice. I did.
Yeah, just the other day someone emailed and said, "Hey, I saw you guys have the flux capacitor on your intro." So if you haven't seen it, you haven't been watching closely. It's been there since the beginning.
Oh, come on.
Oh, all right. Who are you?
Oh, me? I have no idea because I trimmed my beard and now I'm having an identity crisis. My name is Dave. I'm from Texas Family Camping. We do videos all about camping and families in Texas. How about the guy below me in that dark shirt with those awesome red glasses?
Yeah, you like my glasses?
I love
They're
them.
brand new. They're prescription. They're readers. I got them from the Dollar Tree. I'm Steve Turtle, and I'm a work camper, and I make videos about work camping and stuff like that. And occasionally I might do a review or go on an adventure and share it, like the zoo in Knoxville.
Hey, what about you, buddy?
Yes, sir, buddy. I'm Scott. I'm from McGuire's on Tires. We're a family with 2 girls and a wife and me. And we travel around and have adventures and discover all sorts of fun things to do. And one of my dreams in life is to buy a DeLorean. There is a fella in California you can ship it to, and he will mock it up to be the DeLorean of whichever version of Back to the Future you want it to be. 1, 2, or that waste of film that they call 3.
I agree with that completely. No, David?
What's wrong with those 1950s rims that they put on the DeLorean? That was great. So let me guess, you want the one where you can just shove some trash into the back and so you don't have to have the nuclear reactor?
Mr. Fusion?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I still don't. Did you guys ever notice that when they get ready to take off for the first time, the Twin Pines Mall has a single pine tree on it, and then right before it takes off, all of a sudden there's 2 pine trees on that same sign?
I've never noticed that. What I've noticed is after he goes back and he hits the trees, when he comes back later, there's only 1 tree.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true too.
Down one of the pines. So they must have had a little bit of a oopsie at the very beginning.
And how many movies, modern movies, have made fun of the fact that the way they do the time traveling in that movie isn't real? A lot. I've heard it referenced in at least 4 movies.
It's either in a DeLorean or the way Bill and Ted did it in a phone booth. It's one of those 2, and my research hasn't decided which one is accurate.
Well, the time machine in the hot tub is obviously the best one.
All right. Who are we? What are we doing here? We are here to see your videos. We are your peers, and and you guys have submitted videos to us for us to review, and we all can learn something together. And I don't know, he's doing sign language, and it's not the kind anybody else understands. Just bear with him. So we'll be watching a 1 minute or less segment of a video, and then we'll talk about it just a couple of minutes each. We don't want to overtalk our time. And then... Sorry, I have to say that because it's just funny every time. We will always overtalk our time. And then we'll watch that video again, and we want you to start popping in things you saw during that second time we watch in the chat so we can bring up some of your thoughts and ideas too. We'll have a little round table discussion. Then we'll tell you how you can submit a video, and we'll do it again. And if we get all done with that, we may even have a question. If we have a question today, I was thinking Name a way to always keep your audience wanting more at the end of your video. So we'll all start thinking about that if we have time to cover it. All right. The first video that we have is...
Welcome to the Texas Family Camping YouTube channel.
Oh, no, that's not the right one. I'm so sorry. Gosh, that guy gets involved in everything.
What is this, McGuire's on Mondays or something?
Oh, no. I mean, if it was, you wouldn't
Keep coming back, checking out our channel, and happy camping, y'all.
So that's why. So the first video is from these wonderful people called Keith and Raini. Now, if you guys don't know Keith and Raini, we just binge watched them instead of watching a movie today. That's how much fun we have been enjoying their sense of humor. So we're going to watch them about 1 minute and 20 seconds. They weren't sure what minute to use, so I just kind of picked my own time. So let's see what we think of this.
One of the best things about me filming myself is you can't see how many times I almost killed myself. Because it's a lot. Oh my God. Thank God that was not on camera. Oh, Jesus. I've made it. Oh my God. How did you not burn your ass? Watch out behind you. God, don't kill him too.
Oh, David, what did you think?
Oh, it's yeah. I like the video. They make a great quality video, memorable videos, so memorable that every time I look at my RV toilet, I kind of cringe a little bit for fear that it's gonna, scar me for life overnight. You'll have to go watch more of Keith and Raini to find out what I'm talking about. So this video, they've got a great quality. The music matches very well with this. And I actually really like a factor in this video that I'm hoping nobody else picked up on. I love sun rays and I love action and movement. Now, I know Scott's not going to like this because he probably got dizzy and nauseous when it happened. But when he took the camera up off the ground and the way that it rotated and looked at the sun through the leaves, I was like, for some reason, that just energized me. Like, I actually like that. You took your flop and turned it into cinematic gold in my perspective. So I probably weren't even thinking that. None of you probably were. Now, something you could do better, and this is probably going to get me in trouble, I would say try to steer clear of questionable words. Now, the reason I bring this up, so there was a few words, one of them got bleeped. However, it showed up in the subtitles. It actually showed up. And I'm like, oh, interesting. YouTube still picked up on it. But then you also did say a few other ones in reference that are more religious based. The reason I bring that up is you want to be careful. Like, you're free to do whatever you want. You can say it all you want. But if you do something that might be offensive to a certain group of people, you tend to limit your audience. So, like, I've got some channels that I like to watch, and then every once in a while they'll let an expletive go. And I watch the stuff with my kids. So now what's happened is there's some channels that I've kind of fallen behind on because I can't watch them with my kids anymore because they'll just let a word roll that may be considered questionable. So just take that into consideration. I'm not saying don't use those words. I'm just saying if you want to reach a broader audience, be careful with your content like that because it could limit your customers, basically. So other than that, it's a great video. How about Mr. Turtle?
Thank you very much, David. Yes, at the beginning of the clip, I love the hook. I like how Keith comes out and he says, you can't see how many times I almost killed myself. So I'm thinking, all right, I got to watch this because it's going to be, it's going to be like car wrecks and all kind of stuff going on. And there was. But I really love the fact that there's a hook at the beginning of that clip and then you go on. The next thing I love about this is it's very candid. It is the vlog and everything is happening as it was seen, as it was happening. It's pretty much, that's what it is. The camera when he fell and, getting up, like you said, with the light rays, all of that, her sliding and making the smoke, the skid anyway. So it was really great. I enjoyed it. I thought it was great. It is very slight. Wait, hold on. I lost my thought. Oh, there's a clip that's about 8 seconds long that I think if you eliminated it, it wouldn't take away from the story. And the time that he went into the grass and the time that he got back to Raini would be almost like that. And I think if you eliminated that little bit of an 8-second skating up the path, it would clean that up and make it almost instantaneous that you're back to the wife and, performing first aid or whatever. That's all I got. I hope I was unmuted. I mean, yeah.
I love watching Keith and Raini. I'm just like you guys. And you're right, David. I do sometimes watch these vlog style videos and I get nauseated for real. But I commented that we were able to follow the action, and of all the things, they're freaking rollerblading and falling and like almost dying. And I did not feel that way. I wrote down how smooth the cinematography was for all of it. And they're changing angles, like you said, looking up, looking down, looking between the legs. My favorite was when we went beside the skate. That was so cool. Really smart, really smart. And talking about the hook, Steve, that was awesome because he said, you can't see how many times I almost kill myself. And of course, my first thought is, well, I wish I could see that. That'd be cool to see. So the whole time I'm going, I think I would have left some of that in. I'd find a way to, and then bammo, we hit the ground. I mean, it was so smart. You left me wanting it, and then bammo, we heard it happen. But here's what was so smart about that. You let us hear it happen. We created the image in our head of what we thought happened, and you just let us see the aftermath. That was so creative. Like, you could have gone, oh, I didn't capture it on film, so I guess we don't get to use it. But you did. I mean, you captured it on audio. It was really smart how you did that. I had to look for a piece of like feedback because I thought it was really fantastic what you did. There was even, like, I'm notorious for talking about videos. We got to keep them moving. There was a spot where we're watching Raini skate, and it was for an extended period of time. But within that extended period, like, there were 2 falls in there. Like, we watched her fall, and then we watched you go to the grass and you fell. So it didn't feel like we were watching for like it was one long, boring thing because things were happening in that one shot. So that was super smart. The one thing, and this is, I mean, I just had to pick something. When we're sitting, we're looking from the ground, we're looking at the trees, and we hear the fall happen. There's the clip changes. There's a new clip that happens. And I didn't notice it the first like 7 times I watched it. I just happened to notice it, that we see the clip change, and then we hear the fall, and then you come back and grab the camera. We could have kept the clip going the same, pulled the audio of the fall and put under there so it looked like it was the same clip. And then when you come back to grab the camera, change to the new clip, and we never would have noticed. And like I said, I watched it 7 times before I caught that. So, I mean, clearly it's not noticeable. I am picking something at random because I really thought it was fantastic. I love watching you guys. Y'all do such a great job. And apparently I talk too much, so I'm going to shut it up now.
I don't know why you thought I was talking about you, or if it was Steve Turtle pointing, or I don't know what the deal is. So angles, the viewing angles were incredible. I just love the between the legs shot backwards where you saw Raini following him. I mean, they were wonderful. I felt like I was watching Xanadu all over again. I'm just going to say that. And disco music with rollerblading, brilliant. Okay, I know that's like low-hanging fruit, but hardly anybody does it. It was so perfect. You set the tone by doing it. I love the way you did that. I did catch one thing that you guys didn't mention. After poor Keith wipes out, passing Raini, after she wipes out and he goes by her and then wipes out. When he does that long segment that Steve mentioned, if you looked really closely, Raini was standing up by the trees in the background. So when he made the cut, she was then back down on the ground. So there was a continuity error there. And I know they wanted to continue that part of the story, and she'd already got up and got out of the way because obviously there's other people going through. So I would have cut it like Steve said, so we wouldn't have known there was a continuity error going. But I got to tell you, I watched this whole video, and we had a ball today. We watched a ton of your stuff, and it was just so much fun. I can't get enough. All right, let's open it up. It was tough to find something wrong with it. I'll be honest. What do you guys think?
I don't know if you've hosted a live stream before, Donovan, but maybe roll that clip again.
Oh, we should really do that, shouldn't we? It's like I've never.
One of the best things about me filming myself is you can't see how many times I almost kill myself. Because it's a lot. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. Oh my God. Thank God that was not on camera. Oh Jesus. I've made it. Oh my God. How did you not burn your ass? Watch out behind you. God, don't kill him too.
So, by the way, I appreciate everything that my brother next to me said, but I wouldn't have changed a single word because I think it would have lost its extra sense of humor, but that's okay. I have to say, you guys are the most, what's the right words? Charming, genuine mess I have ever seen. I just love you guys. So just want to put that out there. Oh, you're extra close. You do have a nice beard cut, dude. You did a great job on that.
I don't want to detract from whatever y'all got going on, but can we talk about don't kill him too? Oh my gosh, Keith, you're freaking hilarious. This is awesome. And Rainey's laugh gets me every time. I mean, I love it. I love Rainey's laugh.
Oh. Steve, are you dressing up? Are you trying to be like Raini?
Y'all, a little bit. I love cats.
All right.
I love cats. I love cats. Cats are wonderful. What I miss?
They have 2 dogs and 1 cat. Are you trying to get in on that family?
2 cats.
Oh, you're trying to get in on that family, aren't you?
Well, if they'll take me. You know, I really love the title of the video, and it's a really good point that Raini makes about full-time RVing versus going camping. Full-time RVing, you're not having full-time camping all the time, and you're not full-time going to see stuff all the time. There's work and campers break and all these other things that go on that, you know, you got to deal with. And I don't know. I think sometimes people think, oh yeah, we're going full-time RVing and you're just going to have a blast, but it's not really that way. It's like living in a camper.
So no rollerblade lightsaber battles, not yet, but give them that idea, and you don't know where they're going to take it.
Did you see the comment in the private chat, or did you already talk about it?
Oh no.
Yeah, I put one in a private chat. Yeah,
Why don't you talk about it?
It's from Boondocking with Boomer.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think so. Comment: I don't like when people film from the stomach and have us looking up at their chins. Glad he kept it kept it in wipeout scene. Cool. But David,
I did miss that one.
I heard the same words that you were talking about, and I agree with you. I just dismissed them as a prayer.
Oh, that's funny.
There
you go.
Oh, and what Scott said, that's exactly right. That first scene where he comes across the bridge and the camera is set up and he skates past it and wrecks and you can hear it. The music cuts off right when the wreck happens and you can hear it. And everybody has sort of been through some similar situation and you can visualize this mess that's happening. And I think that was so cool. Even though he didn't get it on camera, he got it on camera. We just didn't see it. But I think that's really cool.
Wasn't that smart how they did that? One thing that I love when I'm watching vloggers, and it's so stinking hard to do because you really got a plan, is they go and they put the camera down, they go back, they do the action, then they go back and they've got to pick their camera up and move on. And it's such a pain. I try to do it myself sometimes because it really, like, you know, the Casey Neistat style. You can watch his boring day because you're watching every part of the day. But like I watched something of his a couple of weeks ago where he was pushing his bike up the stairs and we watched it happen. So how many times did he have to walk up and down the stairs to get the camera at the different angles, push the bike, go back, do it again. And they did a little bit of that in this video. And it's such a pain, but it really adds to the video to go that extra step. I love that when I'm watching vloggers.
Yeah, absolutely. And you keep abreast of a lot of really good YouTube channels.
KT Spirit said, guess we need to critique a video of the beard cut. And they also said that guy has some funny ears. KT Spirit, that's their parrot talking, by the way. He knows how to type now, so.
Oh, okay. I've seen that parrot.
Yeah.
The American
the beard cut? Nobody told me.
The American Wanderer has a new name for our panel.
Oh, wait.
Oh, no.
2 pot-bellied pigs and 1 German Shepherd?
Is that us? Which one's which?
And that's missing.
I think I'm the weird I know.
I hope not.
Oh, goodness.
I guess now Steve's ears are German Shepherd ears.
What?
And Petra wanted us to know from Howling Wheels Adventure Moderator, 2 dogs, 1 cat. That's us. Okay, very good. Now we've got everybody included.
Hey, when y'all all do some travel vlogging type stuff here and there, what do you like? For me, I'll get home and I'll start editing and go, man, it would have been cool to capture that moment, but I just forgot to do it. What do y'all do to make sure you capture those moments, like where you put the camera down and you walk by, or like all of those things that make vlogging just so much more interesting? What do y'all do to make sure that you catch those?
I think really it's all about experience and realizing it at that time, because when you vlog, it's not scripted. I mean, you just sort of get out there and start doing it. And I have often got back and go, wow, I wish I'd have did that, or that would have been really cool. Or, you know, if I had said that, it would have made it much better. But I think it's all experience. You just learn. And then the next time you go, yeah, I want to make sure I do that.
Well, that's good. A lot of times I have the camera and I feel like I do a great job of capturing my wife and my daughters, but it's as if they don't have a dad in the family, because what you watch is 3 people adventuring.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep.
It's tough. And the things that you said, you know, to video yourself walking by, then you're going to go back and get the camera, and, you know, then maybe you want the children to walk by, and then, you know, so it's a lot of work.
Something I do is after I film something I really liked, I will actually take the time and just rewatch it. And I ask myself, what could I do to make that scene even better?
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I'll go, I need to go set up a camera on the other side of that bridge and get myself walking across it. And so then I'll go film that one piece again and then do the cut of me starting on the bridge. And you'll see me coming toward the camera, go past, and you'll see me finish. Because I always, anytime it's a scene, I'm like, I'm going to use this scene. I watch it right away and go, what can I do to enhance this moment? And that's how I come up with sometimes of when to do that or when to not, or should I angle the camera back up and catch the light through the trees like David loves, things like that, right? I try to think, what can I do to enhance that moment? Because I already know it's too long by itself. So,
You know, I find myself catching those natural moments that would go well in a video, and I call my family back. Like this weekend, we were out on a trail hiking, and there was a sign that, well, there were 2 trails, and there was no indication which trail we were supposed to take we were going to a waterfall. We didn't know. And there was a sign on this trail that said danger. So the girls are like, well, Dad, this one says danger. It's got to be this one. I was like, that's perfect. Do that again. And my wife's over there going, oh my gosh, I just want to go to the waterfall. So we filmed that danger sign. It must have been like a half dozen times. And I hope to God it works when I do the editing, because if not, she's going to punch me in the throat, because it was one of those where I went, oh, we've got to capture that. But I didn't capture it when it happened. It's just impossible to catch it all.
A lot of that is definitely experience.
Well, if you haven't been punched in the throat yet, you haven't been doing it long enough.
I can't believe he doesn't get punched in the throat just for saying, stop touching my mouse.
it's still early.
Yeah.
Doreen had a question.
Oh.
If we use one of your suggestions in a video, I'm guessing like a future video, do you want us to send it to you?
That would
we
be
would
nice.
love to see that.
Yeah.
Please tell us about that. That would be great. Oh my gosh, what a great way to add to the show. Love it. Thank you, Doreen. What else do we got here?
The next one, James.
I've got one here, and I can respond to it. I think it's a really good comment.
Tell us, who is it?
Midlife journey. Too much trouble. We are enjoying life, not trying to be expert filmmakers.
Yes.
And that's a really good point, because what Scott just said, I just want to get there and see the waterfall. You know, a 1 hour hike does not have to be 3 hours.
Yeah.
Put the camera down and let's go. So I understand that 100%. It's like when you do a DIY, you know, it'll take 3 hours to video hooking up the sewer. It takes about 5 minutes to hook it up.
David, do you have something to say?
So I know a lot of us have been getting gimbals, and a lot of you probably have noticed that the bottom of the gimbal has a tiny little tripod. You can screw those gimbals onto the top of a big tripod. So this is something that I've been taking advantage of. Now I look really weird marching down the hiking trail with a tripod like this with the camera and the gimbal at the end. It literally looks like I'm going for the hunt, which I am. I'm going for the hunt for a good shot. But a number of things I've found to do with this. One, I can easily, quickly stand it up and capture images of myself really quick for like what we've talked about. Secondly, though, I've been trying stuff where like I'll hold it down upside down, and I've captured my feet. In my most recent video coming up, where you can see the front of my legs and feet walking in the trail, as well as like the wildflowers on the side. And so I have done so much with the tripod, just holding stuff upside down and moving it around, and it's amazing. Now it's cumbersome, and I look a little weird carrying it around the hiking trails.
No, I like it, David. That's a nice selfie stick.
Exactly.
Yeah. Seriously, I use a tripod with a gimbal often for, still shots, but I've never thought about carrying it around like that. But yeah, why not?
Well, how else are you going to capture those beautiful ears you're wearing?
Oh, I forgot. I was going to take those off. I'm sorry. I forgot.
Last thing here, and sometimes we have to do the magic moment twice. Boy, has Petra got that correct. Something happened. You didn't catch it all. You're like, I know it's not the real, authentic, genuine thing, but let's just try that one more time because I don't want to miss that. I say go for it. If you can make it still look like the real one, great, because we want to see it anyway.
Well, I used to shoot a lot of videos at the campground where I worked. So if I missed a shot, I'd just put the same shirt back on, put the same glasses back on, go back out, and I'd shoot the shot again.
Yeah.
Oh, but sometimes you have more dirt on your face the second time.
I know, and you're not supposed to pick up on that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Keith and Rainey said there's definitely a balance for us between having fun and taking ourselves too seriously. We keep trying to make it light and fun. If we catch something, great. If we miss something, oh well. And I'm the same way. If we missed a great moment, sometimes I just say, well, there'll be more. Just hang on, Sometimes they're hard ones to let go. So
I think they keep
do what you got to do to make it work for you. And there's times when we have great moments that never make the cut because it's not helping our story, and we just let it go. It's the smartest thing to do. So I think it is for me personally. If it doesn't help my story, I just want to let it go. All right. Hey, by the way, there's a little banner going there below Scott and the Turtle Man. And if you'd like to submit an entry, and we need more entries, we're getting close to running out. So please send them in. Just email the show at vidliftinfo@gmail.com with the link to your video and tell us which minute or less segment of the video you'd like us to review. And mark your calendars because next week we'll be on Steve Turtle's show. So check his channel out for that. Next video is by another crazy couple. This is TravelKiwi.
Oh, would you stay with me now till the morning light? Before you turn away, I just want you to know that I didn't throw your stuff away. Before you make up your mind that I'm nowhere to find them.
So Josie has been living in this house for over 23 years, and she has been doing all these mosaics for around 20 years. So this whole garden, the Giant's house that we're looking at now, has taken over 20 years of work, and you can see why. Honestly, when I've been looking around, like, my eye is drawn to so many different things. So Josie's actually a contemporary artist, but she's also got a very playful touch on the art that she does. She also does painting and sculpting. She is one incredible woman because everywhere you look, like, I'm a little bit stunned, to be honest. I don't know where to look because there's so many beautiful things to look at. So we found the king and the queen mosaic. Who's going to be the king and who's going to be the queen?
I'm the king.
I love cutting it off there. You guys have to go see the video to find out the answers. That's the best part. Scott, your turn.
So TravelKiwi is new to me. I loved it. That was fantastic. I mean, from the very beginning, I try to, when you send us a clip to watch, I try to start right at that clip. So I'm watching the clip they've asked us to watch. And because I started right there, the first thing I saw was all the color, the music, and the slow motion. And I mean, it was just, it's really neat how you how you did that. And I'm always intrigued by people's transitions, especially in a vlog. Like a lot of times I'll go and I'll capture footage of cool things and I'll go to put it together and line it with music and move on. But I've noticed in my audience retention, wait, I'm not supposed to talk for a long time. Darn it. Okay, well, I'm doing it anyway. Shut your pie hole. There's no run sheet. I'm doing it. In my audience retention, I've noticed dips. If y'all ever look at your analytics on your channel, y'all mute yourselves while you laugh at me. If you look at your analytics on your channel, you can see dips when people stop watching and they skip ahead. I figured out people were skipping ahead to where the next talking head was. So they were missing all that footage. And what they did in this is we watched that footage, and just after a few seconds, we go to a talking head. Well, she keeps talking, and then we've got some B-roll on top of it. And they let that B-roll be the start of the next montage. Super, super smart. What an awesome transition. I mean, just really neat. If I had to find something to comment on, it's things that I've commented on before. I love it when the music lines up exactly with the cuts. It wasn't distracting. Sometimes when the music doesn't line up with the video exactly, it's distracting. It was not in this one, but I just noticed it didn't line up. And this is just a pet peeve. I've commented on it before in another awesome video. When you're walking and I'm looking at your arm holding the camera, that ruins the effect for me. I mean, maybe that's the effect you're looking for, but if you had that great big old tripod that Dave just had, it could have been just a little bit farther out and you could have cropped in and we just see you walking down. We don't, and instead of this. But again, that might just be my preference because you're creating a vlog and maybe that's part of a vlog right there. But I mean, I really, really love this clip. I've got to go see more of this channel. Very cool.
This is TravelKiwi. They're a couple from New Zealand, and they went monetized in 6 months. Their video making was great out of the box. So, Steve.
Man, all right. Hey, I love the B-roll and the mosaics. I mean, the B-roll was spot on, just like Scott said. I like the way it transitioned. It was quick. It was snappy. But there's so much color in that 1 minute clip that it's pretty amazing. And at one point, she actually says that there are so many beautiful things to look at. And since Scott stole my thought, the vlog with the arm where you see, the arm, I'm not a fan of that either. It depends. I mean, a lot of people do it, but I think, if you hide that, it looks a little bit more like someone's actually videoing you, but then again, it's a blog. So I don't know.
Scott, you shut your mouth when you're talking to me. Oh, man. Anyway, been waiting a little minute to say that. I am going to be the odd person out in this conversation because as I watched this, even from the first time, looking for something to say that could have been done differently, this video is done really well. And honestly, this is my favorite style of video. I love B-roll type shots. The blending that they had done between slow motion as well as some speed up fast motion, all to a pop sound, upbeat song, just went amazing. I love this style video. My point where I take the opposite of the two of these guys below me is the whole holding the camera up and you can see her arm. What a strong message to send to up-and-coming YouTubers that without all the extra gear, you can make an awesome video. So while sure, she could do something to try to get the arm out of the video, I felt like it was a positive message within itself. Like, look at this. I made this awesome video and pretty much did it probably with my phone and my arm. So I found the whole thing inspirational. So that I don't know what I would have done differently, because this literally is exactly the kind of video I love to watch.
Well, so you guys hit my two favorite points. I love the ability to go slow-mo and back to real life speed and back to slow-mo at the right. I mean, sometimes people can overdo these special effects types things, and sometimes people will put too many different kinds. Megan and Anna, I mean, these were dead on. I wouldn't have changed a single one. I thought your timing and when you put them in was wonderful. I loved it. And the other thing I absolutely loved was when she was talking, instead of doing voiceover, which a lot of us use when we're going from live action to B-roll, she used her same sitting there voice, like Scott was trying to tell you. But she didn't do a voiceover. She kept her same volume, her same audio going all the way through while she showed you B-roll. I believe that's an L cut, and which means your video is going to end, but the volume will keep, or the audio keeps going into the next scene. And that was wonderful. Just, I really love that. And then, if anything, she might have even cut to it a little sooner if I had to be any kind of picky at all. She could have cut to the other stuff a little sooner, but hey, Megan's got screen presence. She should be on there. So, but her and Anna, this whole thing was so cool. And I really could not think of anything else and that was really nitpicky. I could watch this stuff all the time. So let's take another peek before Scott tells me to.
Remedy, or would you stay with me now till the morning light? Before you turn away, I just want you to know that I didn't throw your stuff away. Before you make up your mind that I'm nowhere to find.
So Josie has been living in this house for over 23 years, and she has been doing all these mosaics for around 20 years. So this whole garden, the Giant's house that we're looking at now, has taken over 20 years of work, and you can see why. Honestly, when I've been looking around, like, my eye is drawn to so many different things. So Josie's actually a contemporary artist, but she's also got a very playful touch on the art that she does. She also does painting and sculpting. She is one incredible woman, because everywhere you look, like, I'm a little bit stunned, to be honest. I don't know where to look because there's so many beautiful things to look at. So we've found the king and the queen mosaic. Who's going to be the king and who's going to be the queen?
I love the ending. That's so great. And I got to make a comment about the arm. So watching it again, I didn't comment about it even in my notes. It doesn't bother me if it's there or not. I mean, almost never. I mean, if it's like straight downward, looking up your arm, up to your face and stuff, that stuff looks awkward. But the way this is, I didn't even affect me in the watching. And there are times where, like, we had Super Trooper on once, and you could see his arm, but his stuff is just so overly professional that was a distraction because we weren't ready for his. But I don't have a problem with it either way, I guess. So I'm glad we all have different opinions. That makes me so happy on this show.
Outside the clip, the fall on the bed, and you come up in a different attire. I don't know why, but I love that. It's simple, and the whole in the camera transition. I love that too. I don't use either, but I really like them when people do it. I know a lot of video, YouTubers do that. And there's, a bunch of different styles that people use, but I really love those.
I've seen her jump in the air to change her shoes and land back in the new pair. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, Travel Vlog. He does that a good bit too.
Yeah, he does. I love it.
You know,
He's here tonight.
And I am not sure how, but there's some B-roll of a clown with a platter and a ball. And just as she's showing the clown, the platter, and the ball, a bird whistles. And I want to call to it, but I don't know how she timed that. That was perfect. It was like,
yeah, and there's no audio from the clip right there. So
right.
she brought that in. She's got the music, and then
Yeah.
they've added. I did catch that because it kept you in the moment. We heard it when she was talking. We heard it when they went to the next thing. She kept the birds in there with the music.
Yeah, I love it. And the accent. I love the accent. I can't do that. I'm Southern, so it doesn't work.
You don't have an accent, Steve. Not at all.
Really. Not really.
All these other weird people do, though. You know, we've talked before about emotion and ways to bring emotion into your video. And we're always talking about ways to keep people hooked and engaged and connected and wanting to keep watching. And the narration about the 20 years between talking about just there was nothing, she didn't share emotion, but she shared that really cool story. And I felt a connection like, oh, you've worked on this 20 years. Let me see this. Between that and the music, there was emotion. And it was not your common overused happy, sad, whatever. It was just a connection they made. That was really neat.
Great point.
Yeah, I tried emotion once. I cried at a war museum. It didn't get me any views.
Petra would like to know how many videos we have in queue for review. Right now we have 2, so Steve Turtle's covered. But Scott could be in trouble if you guys don't contribute some videos.
Y'all, I've threatened you
please.
before. If we don't have videos to watch, you're watching me. I've got videos I'm going to share, and you're going to feel sad when I play them. Talk about bringing out emotion.
Well,
you tell him, Scott.
YouTube wants you.
Well, all right, here's what we can do. We'll find our worst, our absolutely worst, and we'll all get together and criticize them.
I don't have to look too far for mine.
Thank you, Uncle Leprechaun. I mean, Uncle Sam. I mean, Uncle YouTube.
Don't be hard on yourself.
I noticed in their shooting, David, I'm gonna defer to you on this because I don't know. I knew that somewhere along the way I learned. I know I'm trying to ignore it. Somewhere along the way, I learned that when you're trying to show all of the things, you don't do this, but you go straight across, and that's the shot you're looking for. I've noticed in several videos lately, including the one we just watched, they were showing us stuff, and the camera did this number. How do you do that? I mean, I hold my gimbal sometimes, but I can't keep my shot that smooth. How do you do that? And is that like a new thing that's popping up in?
Pick a point of focus. Try to go around it. Try to move your subject or keep your subject centered and try to go in a circle pattern, moving everything behind it.
I haven't tried it, but I can put a square around my face, and the camera will follow my face regardless of where I move it. I don't know if that's. I don't know if that's
with the gimbal.
Yes, that's with the gimbal, and I don't know if that's something that they're doing, but yeah, tracking. So I can
it's
move
spatial tracking. It's a setting on your gimbal. You can turn it on and off.
Right. I can move it around and not even look at it, and it'll follow my head.
Yeah, Howling Wheels is telling me you use a gimbal for that. So here's a prime example. I was filming for a video about strong arms on my stabilizer. It's part of the stabilizer under my RV. And he was the strong arm, and I was trying to do that to get around it. I've got my gimbal, and I must have tried it like 11 times. I was sitting down just a minute ago trying to start to put that video together. And instead of getting this maneuver, it's this one. And I mean, I'm holding the freaking gimbal, and I couldn't get it. Is it just I need to practice more?
Was it your phone that you were using?
It was my phone in the gimbal, yeah.
Did your phone have a image stabilization turned on with your camera?
I have no idea. I don't normally hit anything.
Well, just look into the settings, maybe see what you can find out about that, because that'll add to it.
Okay.
The GoPros are really good about that. The new GoPro has got the hyper stabilization, and that'll help take a lot of your bounce out in any of your steps or your movements like that. So that's what's probably happening to you. Either that, or if you want to also try going smooth, a lot of times I look like I'm doing leg exercises, and I'll widen my stance, and I'll just kind of move my whole body without ever picking up my feet, because I know as soon as a foot picks up, the camera's going to look like that.
And Con Travel Vlog has a suggestion on how to do it as well. I don't know if you can get that one, Donovan. This might be what I've been doing wrong all this time. I think if I would just change my technique, maybe what I've been doing wrong is that I've been holding the camera. Donovan, have you hosted a live stream before, Donovan? Can you click on that comment? Okay.
Very good.
That might be the solution right there.
I'm clicking on it and it ain't working.
See, the problem is Scott only uses one chat, and that's why he misses all your comments during his live show. I'm running the live chat and the one inside the stream so that I don't miss a thing. So you guys just let him pick on me. He has no clue what he's talking about.
Now that's true. That is not new information.
We did have a question.
Where it was?
I don't know, because someone was so determined for me to get off of that.
Okay.
Look at this one, Scott. Why don't you read that one?
Yeah, they purchased Donovan's book. I hope you used my link to do it and not Donovan's. I've got the book downstairs, and as you can see from my recent videos, I've not read it yet.
So if you guys ever do get that book, How to Shoot a Video That Doesn't Suck, and it's not my book, but if you get that book, you only need to take one item out of there, and your videos will change dramatically. That's what's cool about it. You don't have to read the whole book. You can just take a little piece and then go try it, and you'll start to learn how to shoot completely different. Oh, but David has a question.
But the more items you take out of the book, the greater value for each item that you learned.
But I think that's
I absolutely agree.
Do one item. Pick an item, incorporate that into your videos, and once you master that, go read the next page. One at a time.
I love it.
Yeah. Also, everybody has a different style. I mean, everybody's style's not the same. Some people vlog, some people script, some people shoot from the hip. So everybody's got a different style. That one thing might not fit that particular person's style. So can't just at random pick one, but you got to pick what makes your videos work, and that's the creator. He or she has to determine what makes, what draws that audience in.
It's a great point, Steve. If you don't like the one you read, go to the next one. Yep,
Yeah,
real simple.
I'm still trying to figure it out.
I had one more. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I had one more thing from that last video.
Yes, sir.
They did such a great job of using like not real time, like regular motion, slow motion, and fast motion. And it caught my attention. But when I was editing earlier, I was trying to put in some fast motion. It just wasn't working like I wanted it to. I was like, it's not really making the impact. They put a tiny little sound effect. The music kept going, and I didn't notice it the first 3, 4, 5 times I watched it. And then all of a sudden it went, and then it kept going. And it was so subtle, you didn't notice, but it made your head go, oh, that was fast motion. Then it went back. Really smart to put that in there like that. And I don't think they did it every time. It was just here and there.
Again, their timing of changes was just really well done. Can we each name a way to always leave your audience wanting more? David, you got one already. Good.
Yes. One great way to do that is when you go to a place and you forget to film something, it leaves your audience wanting more.
How about one that'll actually help in their film?
Steve Turtle, you got one?
I just ask everybody to watch the video, because they click on the notification bell, because they don't want to miss one.
Scott, help us.
Well, I think one way to keep people wanting more is maybe just right in the middle of
Okay.
No. I really
I'll
didn't.
give.
I got one.
No. You wait your turn now. You used your funny joke.
Okay, go ahead.
I'll give you a real one. If you do plan to work ahead, you can always ask a question at the end of this video to cue them in that that's going to happen on the next video. So if you stay one video ahead, you can keep them always wanting to come back because you just gave them the hook for the next show.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a way, if you plan right, you can really make that work for you. All right, Scott, go ahead.
Well, Day One Adventure says, say there is a pot of gold at the end. I think that really is a good point. You put some sort of hook in your intro and you promise that pot of gold, whether it's the answer to a question or, something that if you want to know this or or I've got 6 tips for you plus a bonus. Stay tuned for the bonus. Put that pot of gold at the end and promise it, but then deliver. That'll keep them hooked. But the one thing I've started using is if I can cut out any fluff, just cut out the stuff that, can it still tell the story? And it means your videos are shorter. But what that means is people are going to watch more of it. I remember the very first video I put out, somebody came up to me at church and said, I would have liked it if it wasn't 20 minutes long. I was like, well, vlogs are supposed to be 20 minutes long. Well, not if you don't have 20 minutes worth of stuff to do. I could have told that whole story in 6 minutes. And I thought, oh, well, it's 20 minutes. Here's everything. Here's us walking to the pool. Here's us getting in the pool. Here's us swimming in the pool. Here's some of the decorations it just gets old. Just cut out the fluff. And then all of a sudden, instead of, oh my gosh, when's it going to end? They're wanting more.
Yes, thank you, Damon Warren. And Con had a great idea. And this is a little more work, but I think it's a wonderful thing to do. Have a different intro.
It is a lot of work.
And it really does work.
It's a lot more work.
Yeah, absolutely.
I used to do it for my lives. I had a different intro video for every show for a long time, and it was a lot of work. But it works.
Camping Therapy has a good point. She said, I forget halfway through that they said there's something at the end. That's good. If your video is that long that people are going to forget, say it again. Or save that hook for partway through when you're about to lose them. Hey, stay tuned because da. That's a good point, Doreen.
Well, Donovan made a point earlier. He was talking about say something about your next video at the end of this video. And there's a YouTube channel that does that pretty regularly, pretty good. Do you know who that is?
POA.
Yes, POA. Every video, POA says next week on POA, and they already have that video set up. However, I watched one the other night and I commented on it, and she commented back, said, yeah, that was 8 weeks ago.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I'm working on next week's video now.
I know you guys want to hear some more out of what these dinglings have to say, but we only have a couple minutes left and we have to close her out. Any last words real quick?
Who's next?
Steve Turtle will be next week. So Tuesday at 8 p.m. Central.
Yeah. I don't think that's what he meant, but I'll do a little searching.
What'd you say?
I don't think that's what he meant by who's next, but
yeah, that's what I meant.
That is it. That's what he meant.
Let's lift each other
Scott,
up.
Any last words of wisdom besides I don't know?
Say again.
Scott, any last words of wisdom besides I don't know?
The best way to get better at making videos is make more videos.
Love it. Any words of wisdom, David?
I really enjoy going to the end of a couple people's videos here. I love hearing Steve Turtle say bye, and I really like hearing what Sophie's going to say at the end of the McGuire Mondays.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Sophie is awesome.
And I've been standing in line for months now waiting for the ending of Donovan's next video.
And I love when Texas Family Camping says happy camping. I can't say that word.
Happy camping, y'all.
Thank you. So next show's next Tuesday at 8 p.m. Central at Steve Turtle's channel, VidLift. We need your submissions. Please put them in at vidliftinfo@gmail.com with the link to your video, and tell us which 1 minute or less segment you would like us to review. Let's lift each other up and learn together. And thank you so much for being here with us. Bye.